Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why you need agents and managers. So, this is a tough thing. First of all, it's kind of like a chicken and egg thing. Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? A lot of times it's very, very difficult to get agents or managers if you don't have a deal or if you're starting out. And you need an agent or a manager to get a deal. So, in a lot of cases, there's sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, writers can go out there and find a deal themselves, but it's probably a lower end deal where maybe you're optioning something for the first time to an independent producer, like an indie producer, and you're doing that through some sort of publication, maybe like an ink tip or just Stage 32 or some sort of other publication where you can actually list your scripts and get people interested in reading them. Maybe even queries. You might find a producer through a query. But to move beyond that and to be on another level for your career, you really have to have an agent or a manager that's out there pushing your project and getting you meetings. And the reason that you need them is because they're the ones that have the relationships. And no matter what anyone tells you in this business, in this town, the relationship people have is the number one thing that makes projects happen. There are things that you'll hear of every now and then where someone goes to a film festival, maybe they win something like at a film festival or their project gets some buzz around it, and then there's this intense interest around them and they get an agent or a manager that way. That is certainly doable, and that's why people do films, and go to film festivals. But if you're not a filmmaker and you don't have the ability to do that, say you're a writer and you just want your projects to be sold, you don't really have a way to reach out to an agent or a manager, then you have to you have to rely on the quality of your work. So you have to become the best writer you can possibly be. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do that, but the number one way you do that is by constantly writing. Constantly writing and improving. When you're creating really high quality work, you will find an agent or a manager. It's a matter of time. Now, you do have to do the things that, help develop relationships like network, reach out to people, constantly submit to people. Basically, be sort of a normal person. You don't want to, turn anyone off, but, even in your sending queries out and all that, you want to start developing relationships. Once you have done this over a period of time and people see you constantly putting out work, they'll start to notice you. And if you're writing really good quality, they will request it. And it's just a matter of time, maybe after your first sale, your first option, your second produced film, whatever, you will find that representation. Now, I say that, and here I am. I've done many films, and I've won lots of awards, and I just got a manager this year, 15 years into my career. So the other thing that you need to do is you need to have persistence, okay? This, in most cases, doesn't happen overnight. This is a really difficult industry, and the difference between an agent and a manager is somebody who's there to help shape your career. They're really there to help guide your career down a path that you both agree on. So a manager's a little bit different from an agent, whereas an agent, mostly they're there when you have a deal, and they're there to work out the best deal, to make sure you get the most money, to make sure that there's quality people working on the project, and that's generally where they work with you. If they see that you have multiple projects, then they will probably definitely work to get you out there more because they want to keep selling. No one wants to take on somebody unless it's a giant deal up front where they just make money on one deal. They want somebody that they can make money on deal after deal after deal. So to do that, you have to be somebody that they know will keep writing. You have to be someone that they know will keep creating, and creating at a level at what they just sold. So even if you have, say, 15 scripts and they just sold one of them, if your other 14 aren't that same quality, then that's not going to help them. You need to be writing at the same quality. So if you're not doing that, you need to really look at How do you improve the quality of your writing? Is it through going to schools? Is it through taking courses? Is it through, working with a writing consultant? Whatever it is, you have to keep investing in yourself. So there's a ton of places out there that you can go to improve the quality of your writing. I'm not here to recommend any of them. I personally myself have gone through Screenwriting U. I've gone through UCLA's extension program, their writing program, and I found both of them useful. I found Screenwriting U more useful and more desirable for me to become more of a professional writer that can get writing work. But that's what I found worked for me. You have to find what works for you, but become the best writer you can be. Don't give up, remain persistent, keep putting out work. That's the most important part. Keep putting out work, keep sending it to agents and producers and letting them know that you're not going anywhere. You're there, you keep creating, and get them to read your work. Get them on your side. If you're writing great work, they will eventually represent you, and eventually you will be making those deals. So good luck with that goal. I mean, I don't have an agent yet, but I'm working on it this year. 2020 is my year that I'm really focusing on my writing and my selling. So hopefully by the end of the year, I will let you know. I'll give you an update that I have got an agent, and you'll see that this process works. But until then, keep writing, keep believing in yourself, keep being very, very persistent, and you will achieve it. Thanks so much.